Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Hey. I'm doing good, Michelle. How are you? I may have to turn that off. There we go. Hi, Stephanie. Sorry, I'm still getting my stuff situated. Okay. This is not where I normally crochet, so it takes me forever to get all settled in here. Hi, Julie. If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. Feel free to say hi. Hey, Heather. How we doing? I'm good, Heather. I'm off work. I have only one more day to go, and then I'm off for the long weekend. I'm so excited. Look at all of that yarn barf. It's ridiculous. I don't even know if I'll use that much on the project, and here, like, huge, huge yarn barf. Okay. I am going to make, we'll see if I'm going to actually be able to make anything while I talk. Depends on how busy the chat is. But my plan is to make Finn the frog, which is my tag-along pattern. I think I'm completely out of fins. I'm completely out, or I have one left in my inventory. So I'm going to see if I can make those, because they're fairly easy pattern, and since I wrote it, it's not, I don't have to think real hard. So we'll see if I can, might just make one and then switch to something even easier. Who knows? The new pattern bundle, the Chunky Critters from Sphinx Crochet. Is that on Etsy? I have to look it up. If I keep looking down, it's because my laptop's down here. Oh, Sphinx Crochet. Find shop names. Etsy, the chubby critters. Oh, the chubby buddies. Oh, those are cute. I don't know how I'll see if I can show the chat. Literally just gonna turn my computer around. Oh, they're cute. Which one are you making first? Those are adorable. Hey, Robin. Yes, happy birthday yesterday, Heather. You made the elephant already? And the panda. They're cute. The penguin is adorable. I think they're all cute. Are they look like you have to sew on, or at least the legs, and the arms are maybe sewn into the round fairly quick. Always seem to run into each other. I just finished watching, I'm behind, Robin. I caught up today. I think I've watched up all your videos now. I mean, that I had saved in my watch later. I was really behind from vacation. But I watched the cat and dog one today. It was funny. I liked it. The little runt dog. Trying out all the cat patterns. I bought a new cat pattern today. I don't stop buying patterns. I hoard patterns just as much as I hoard yarn. And the sad thing is that because they don't take up space in my home, I don't feel as guilty like buying them, but I always buy them and I print them right away and then I bring them home so that I don't forget that I own them, which is, I guess good. And then but I bought like this little, I don't know, I'll have to show it to you guys. It's like, it's cats too, but you work them from the top of the cat down and it has bobbles and the little tail. It's really cute. So fun. Oh my. Did you guys see my tester call for, hey Victoria, welcome. Hey Catherine. My tester call for the pig, Parker. I finished it. So cute. I don't have, in the tester call does not have a picture of his little tail, but his tail's adorable. So this is Parker. He's joining Gordon. This is a different size yarn, but they part of the sitting. Yeah, the pig is made out of Burnett, and then this is Sweet Snuggles, but they have the exact same body and arms. I mean, like, so. But yes, super cute. Yeah, you're always welcome to apply if you want it. I mean, I always feel bad not picking the people that I know too. Because it's like, I've come to make so many connections now that it's like, I could probably just get the pattern tested without actually putting a call out there, but I also don't want to bug the same people all the time. But yes, I do try to pick some new people. But you guys are just so good at testing it and giving feedback and doing it right away. It's just hard to pass up. So, okay, what did Victoria say? My son spilled a large root beer on over $200 worth of inventory today. Ew. Like, then I mean, are you like plushies? Are you going to have to, are you going to have to try to wash them? I'm making, Finn the Frog, my Finn pattern. He have to make a eye bump and then the second one and join it, and then the rest, it's all no sew though. That, and you have a big fair coming up, right? So like in a week from this Saturday, on all of your backpack buddies, so like all your little keychains and stuff. Oh shoot. And I bet you stayed super calm and collected and handled it super well, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it makes me want to yell just thinking about it. Oh, I didn't pull my Premier Parfait Chunky. I always have to do my magic ring trick because I can never get it pulled out of the thing, and I forgot to do it. He was making a pool of keychains in a tote box, and he is in his pour phase. It took like 3 days it took me to make all of it. Oh my gosh. So he like purposely put them in a thing and poured root beer on them. Like it was on purpose. It wasn't like he accidentally knocked it over. Like somehow that makes it like, oh my gosh. Yeah, send me the video, Victoria. I'm sorry. I hate to laugh, but wow. Are you going to try to wash them, or like maybe even just like wash them in the sink or something, and then set them out like on the air conditioner unit, like the vents or something, to dry? Oh my gosh, it's so disheartening. I'm going to try to see. Let me go back and see if I missed anybody. Sorry if I miss people. The chat moves and I'm trying to count and crochet at the same time. Hey, Fuzzy Butt. I always forget your name, so sorry. I wish that on YouTube, like your username, like what you have set up, had your name in parentheses or something after it. Like you had the option to do that, because that would be super helpful. I mean, like my name is in my username, so I don't think people have a hard time figuring out who I am when I'm on things, but like Fuzzy Butt Crochet, I always forget. I want to say it's Julia. I'm probably totally wrong. Okay. Let's see, what else did I miss? Happy Tuesday to you too. Oh yes. Try to wash them, try to save them. He was making a pulley keychains. Okay, now I'm catching up. Now you're locked in the craft room, speed crocheting. Hopefully your hands don't hurt trying to crochet so much in such a short amount of time. And that you can salvage that inventory. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. See, Denise. See, yeah, I'm super close. Denise, Julia. That was like, oh, wow. Sorry about that. One of these days, I'll get it. Okay, let's go back to live chat. Yeah, Heather, that's why your name is in yours. Hi, Monique. Of course I missed you. Of course I did. I missed being on lives. Like, I honestly, like, my last live, I think was 4 weeks ago. I don't think I went live maybe all of June, except for maybe the very first week. I'd have to go back and look. But I didn't do a live, and I did a bonus video, and then like I was market prepping, and I had the 2-day show, and then I had to pre-tape, and then I went on vacation, and I was barely posting reels and shorts and keeping up. So, and I really missed my lives at least every other week. I was trying to do a live, and I just got completely off schedule. I missed you guys. I did miss everybody. Denise, I'm not gonna say that out loud. Well, yeah, Julie, that's a good idea. If you can't save the plushies, maybe you could at least write them off somehow. Or, I mean, surely some of them were dark colors that maybe nobody would notice and would still be fine to sell. Maybe not really stained, hopefully. The worst is like I have found is like when I drop a plushie in the dirt, like the blanket yarn especially, or a light colored Parfait Chunky. I feel like, and I can't, especially, it's so hard to get it off without just, I've tried like wet wipes and all kinds of things. So Denise, you don't mind me calling you Julia because you also go by that. Hey Juliana, how are you? Hey everybody. Anybody else doing a market this weekend? I don't have one this weekend. I don't have one for weeks, but I'm trying to stay ahead of the game. If you watch my videos, you know I'm trying to make so much inventory every week and whatever it might be. Okay, chain 1 counts as the first stitch, and then join to the first eye where you finished off. What am I working on, Teresa? I am working on Fin the Frogs. So my tag along pattern, I had made so many of them when I first started. Like I had 10 or 12, I think, and then I put them in Easter eggs, and I finally am down to like none or one. I can't remember. I'm good, Juliana. Thank you for asking. I am at the point in this pattern right now where I have to count just a little bit, and then I kind of get to breeze through the rest of it. I haven't made a fin in like, I bet it's been since March, maybe even earlier than that. Like I came up with the pattern probably haven't made one since March because I made so many, and then I had a market where like hardly any of them sold, and then okay, the back of the chain one is where I'm working. Let's see if I can keep up. You bought an outdoor rug for your booth. If anything falls, it won't get. Yes, I have we bought a mat too. Like we bought this huge mat that you can put like under the edges of the tent, but we haven't put it down yet, like the full-sized one. I was worried that people would like trip over the edges of it, so we haven't used it. Okay, so this is Finn after you've put the eyes together. This is his eyeballs. I'm going to put the eyeballs on. Well, I'm going to make one more round. This green is Parfait Chunky Neons. Electric Lime, the same one that I think Robin used for the Gordon the Gator pattern that she tested for me. It is a very pretty green. When it came out, I'm like, I didn't know how long they were going to have it out, but they didn't have a very good, they had a sage green and then they have a light lime. And so when they came out with the neon, I'm like, I need that green for turtles. And then they came out with the seaweed salad, which is like grass green. And I'm like, I need that green for turtles and frogs. Never thought of tripping. Yeah, we do take one smaller rug. We have like it's like maybe a 4x6 like outdoor rug that we put back where we sit, so our chairs are on it, and we put our bags and purses and stuff, like it goes under the table and we put our bags and purses and stuff on it. And then every time I would go out of that area, it'd be underneath the edges of the tables even, and I'd go out of that area and I'd come back in and I would catch the edge of my shoe on it every single time. It felt like Tara's like, you are going to bust your butt, and I'm like, I don't know why I do that because I know it's there. So, but I have like little stakes that I bought for the outdoor rug one, and I was going to put them all along the edge to try to keep like, so that there wasn't like a lip on top of the grass outside, so people wouldn't trip on it. Oh, the mon, my market's moved outside in May, but the weather's been horrible. Yeah, I saw that on all your vlogs. That stinks. I mean, I guess you're paying rain or shine, so you're also out the money that you paid and the money that you could have made. 3, 4, we're increasing next. Yeah, Allie, the limited edition green is the other green I was talking about, which I have it up here. Well, I guess I have like this green. I love it too. And I bought, when they came out with that, my highlighter yellow came down. When they came out with the limited edition green, I think I bought 6 skeins of it. I think you can't get it now. I think it's finally out, and they only have like orange, blue, and pink maybe left of their limited edition colors. But I bought every color, but I bought lots of the green because I thought that is what I need for frogs and turtles, and it's just such a good green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I should have done an increase and then his arm. See me messing up. Hey, Peggy. Sorry if I missed you. That gator is cute. Thanks, Juliana. I don't know which way to say that, but I really appreciate that. He's here with me. This is the one with the little osteoderms, spikes, spines, whatever, ridges. And the one without. He's so cute. Heather said, oh wait, I didn't buy any of the limited edition yarn. You didn't? Neither did Robin. I think I expected it to be a little more limited than they made it sound. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because like it lasted forever. They're just now like starting to run out of it. It's been like what, 3 months? They must have really made a lot of it. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch. Sorry, I'm like now on the part of his arm where I've got to pay attention. Okay. Got the green for the limited edition. Yeah, I thought it was going to sell out instantly. Yeah, me too. Yes, Tracy, Finn the Frog is my pattern. I don't have one in here, but he's like got this little head, and he's hopefully I'll finish him before the end of the live. But he's had a flat bottom and little like long arms and legs, and his arms actually like have a little loop in them. All the tag-alongs do, and they have like a little hole in them, and you can like put that hole like around a tumbler cup tube or something like that if you wanted as well. But they're like the perfect size to sit on your desk or like in your pocket. They're just small. But yeah, I've got Finn the Frog in the tag-alongs. I've got Millie the Monkey, Milo the Mouse, and Barry the Bee. I've got 4 in the tag-along friends right now. Yes, Robin, you were afraid that you would like the limited edition and not be able to get it, which is why I think I bought 2 skeins of the colors that weren't my favorite, 3 or 4 of the ones that I'm like, I really think I like this brown, I like that, and then I bought 6 of the green. I have a problem. I super have a problem. But I know that this is not the place to try to get help for that problem, because we probably all feel that. The pattern stealing scandal like the same day it came out. Yeah. A lot of drama around that happened. And really the limited, and I was a little worried like the limited edition colors would be, hold on, let me see what I did here. I was a little worried that the limited edition colors would be stiff and they wouldn't be good, but I've actually found all of them to be pretty soft. So I'm used to not getting stuff. Oh, Heather, poor Canadian. I can't believe you have never been to a Joann or a Hobby Lobby in real life, but that's going to be so exciting. My friend Ashley from Going Crocheting lives in Maine. I wonder if she lives close and could tell you where the good ones are. I bought patterns a few weeks ago and my CC number got stolen. Your credit card number got stolen again. I will not order again unless I know the seller. Oh, sorry about that. That sucks. Looking for a frog pattern. Tracy. I mean, this one's a super small one. It just depends on the size that you're looking for. Madeline Mako has a really good like baby frog pattern too that's like tiny. Not tiny, but standing. Yes, Robin, we all have the yarn problem. Limited edition green is really soft too. Yeah, you were really surprised. It is. Hey, Lenora. I do the same thing with green too. I have a tote that is all that is in it because it's too hard to find green consistently. Hey, Melly. Are you doing live tonight, Melly? I was trying to go live before you did, if you do Tuesdays and Thursdays, I thought. So that yours would be after. The gang is all here again. Isn't it crazy, Heather, how I can have, I mean, which watch me like totally have this problem after I say this out of my mouth. But I've never had a mod in any of my lives, and I've never had anyone weird in here. It's weird. Like I've never had anyone like spammers or anything like that. Yeah, you're going live tonight? Melly does go late. Yeah. Yeah, I usually if I'm on Melly's, I mean it's like sometimes I'm like laying in bed and like winding down, like literally trying to go to sleep. I don't think so, Allie. I mean, the privacy is public. I mean, like, I've got it set to public, so I think that that just means that anybody can come in. It's not just members. I know I shouldn't jinx myself. I shouldn't say those types of things. Okay, so here's Fen. He looks kind of crazy. Oh, these tails. Crazy with his arms. I'm going to put his eyeballs in. I'm going to do 14s. I like the great big eyeballs. I also it makes me feel more secure about them too. Yeah, Heather, thank goodness for Robin's boot. Yes. When I was in Refined Vibes live yesterday, I mean, and she's got 2 or 3 mods, and I mean, and she has the same issue. Like, ridiculous. Okay, I think that, okay, this is gonna go here. 14mm eyes, and my tools are like right at the in between. There's his eyeballs. Finn is so cute. She has over 60,000 subscribers. Yes, Robin does. Sometimes she probably wished she had 6,000 again. Like this last week. Dealing with mean people. Yeah, I've heard that too. I think it's because something about, so the vertical lives show up in people's shorts. Like it shows up in shorts feeds to join a live. So people can be going through people's shorts for like their For You page kind of thing on shorts, and someone's live will just pop up in there. But horizontal lives only show up like in like the very home page where long form videos show up in a subscriber feed area. I think that's why. And then when it gets posted later, I think it gets rated differently too, from what I've heard. Like the horizontal ones get rated like as a long form video and monetized that way, and then the vertical ones get rated as shorts, so you only get like part of the shorts ad. I don't know. Anyway, I could just be totally remembering that wrong, but yeah, try horizontal tomorrow, Heather. We'll see if they're bad. Thank you, Tracy. 32,000. Okay, so Robin has 32,000. Refined Vibes has 60,000. That's who she was probably saying has 60. You've been watching Robin for over a year now. She's been on YouTube for a long time. I went back and watched. Pretty cool. Okay, I need 4 rounds of single crochet. I think I can do this without messing something up. I got a new stitch marker. See if you can see it. By Stitches by Patty. It's got a little bitty, like really dainty little rose thing on the end of it. It's really cute. And I really thought, I never had one that was like this. And I never bought one because I thought it would be heavy and like pull on the yarn. And bye Robin, we'll see ya. But really it's like super lightweight, and it's quickly become my favorite stitch marker because with the little lobster claw, because I was using the ones that just kind of go around like that, and I was getting super annoyed because I would just half put them in and not actually clasp them, and then sometimes they'd fall out, or I had to clasp them and then I'd have to put my hook down and like unclasp them. Super annoying. But these I can do with one hand. I can do the little lobster clasp and like move it. Super handy. Anyway, Tara got it for me. Okay. I don't know. I think it was there. We're gonna have to count my row here real quick just to make sure we're on. Your fingers started hurting from opening and closing your stitch markers. I don't move my stitch marker on every single round unless it's a weird, like a really complicated design of some kind. I leave it there and then I can kind of look up the line. And so like I'll put it in the first round and I'll do 4 without moving it. It's the way I usually do it. Yeah, sometimes it bites me, but for the most part, now if I was working in, I always put it in the first stitch of a round, so like I always know that the stitch that it's in, like, is the first one, so I just count up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna count these really quick. I should have 24. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. Okay, we're all good. All good. Yeah, I've used yarn before when I forgot a stitch marker. Like, I won't even use like a spare piece of yarn. I'll use like my tail yarn. Because usually like stuff I'm making on the go is small enough that my tail yarn is long enough. And so I just pull it through like the stitch to mark it. I'll get you a link, Tracy. It's a little confusing and I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna leave it this way or not. But my actual store is appletreeboutique.etsy.com because Apple Tree Boutique's been my name for my Etsy forever. I've been on Etsy for 12 years, I think. 13,000 sales on there before I started crocheting and doing plushies. So, but Finn is right there. I'll get you a link. Share. This is probably going to be a super long, weird link. Oh no, I just closed out of my live feed. Hold on. Not on my phone. I closed out of it on my Firefox. My internet. Just trying to reload it. But yeah, it's Apple Tree Boutique. It's actually my Etsy shop name. So you'll have to go there. Now I gotta get all back in my YouTube control room and everything. So I'm probably gonna miss some comments. Just a second, guys. Hang on. Oh man. I want to go to the YouTube studio. Here it is. I always keep it up on my browser so I don't lose YouTube, and YouTube Studio is like the back end. So I have to go in there to go into the back end so I can actually being what they call the live control room, which is, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, it's where I could kind of see how many people are on at the same time, and I could see the live chat. Like on my phone, the reason I do both is because on my phone, it just pops up and I sometimes can't even read the whole thing before it just like disappears or someone else comments and moves it. And so it's like, I can't. Anyway. Let's see if that works in the chat. Okay. Victoria would like to know one of the craziest lies one of my kids has ever told me, and how I found out, and is it funny to you now? Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if it's at the point now where it's like funny or not, but I did find out that one of my kids, I'll just say one of my kids, Tara's probably not even watching this, and it wasn't her, but anyway, one of my kids, when they were 15, took my husband's truck before they even had their driver's license and drove over to their cousin's house, like, I don't know, about 12-15 minutes away from here, and then drove it back and put it in the garage like nothing happened. And somehow my husband figured out that his truck had been moved and figured out how and confronted him about it. And then somewhere in there, my husband didn't tell me really, I don't remember him actually telling me that this child did this thing. Probably a good thing, just because I worried constantly anyway. So, but now I look back and me and this said child, we laugh about it now, about the fact that like this child knows that they put me through a lot. And even things I didn't even know at the time they were doing. So, oh, it's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Hey, Ashley. From Going Crocheting. That's funny, Victoria, though. Like, trying to think if there's been much else. I don't know. I think as they get older, they'll start telling me things that they did when they were little. Like, I do that to my mom sometimes. I'm like, remember that one time that such and such happened? Yeah. Well, I have 5 kids. So if it's not Tara, that leaves you with 4. I only have 3 of those 4 that are now old enough to drive. So that really eliminates it. We're getting down to the bottom here, or if you know my kids, then you may figure out who it was. One of my kids, not Tara. Well, just in case she shows up. Do I have patience? You probably have garnered a ton of patience now. Well, I think that I don't necessarily know that I've gained any more patience, but I've definitely learned to relax a lot. My first 2 kids going through driving and high school and all kind, puberty and everything else that went along with all that stuff, taught me like that it doesn't matter, like you can worry and worry and worry and worry, and it doesn't change what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And all it really was doing was affecting my relationships with my children, because I was getting so overly they wouldn't even see half of the worry, right? Because it would be staying up all night waiting for a notification saying that the kid was home. Just normal driving worry. I mean, it was a lot. And I finally just had to also quit trying to fix and prevent every single mistake, and realize that they had to make them on their own. And that's how they were going to realize the impact of their own decisions, and that they were the ones controlling that, and that and then it wasn't going to be my fault. It was going to be their fault, right? And all I could do was warn, and then it was, yeah. I mean, it's still hard, right? Like, you want to raise decent humans, says Finn. Finn's like, yeah, I'm half done here. Please finish me. But yeah, again, I don't know that I've gained more patience, but just I do a lot of praying. And I do a lot, and we also have a ton of technology that we didn't have when my older ones were driving, and they, like, so now I can legit see like live locations. I can see without having to ask 6 bajillion questions where they really are and things, and that's just stuff I didn't have at my fingertips. So I don't have to be like, where are you? You're not home yet. Da, 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 da. I can like literally see that they're driving and they're on their way. So that helps some with that, you know, and then I've just learned to just let a lot of it go. I can't fix it. I can't control it. I can't change it. If something bad's going to happen, it's going to happen. So all I can do is just go to sleep and pray and wake up the next morning and hope that nothing bad happened. And that sounds really horrible, but like it is what it is. And I came to this place where I just had to like realize that it was driving me crazy, and it was affecting my life and my mental health so horribly that like I had to set it aside, and just I had to just set it aside, and I had to trust, and I had to pray a lot. So it is a lot. And still, I still am not, I'm definitely not a helicopter mom so much, but I am definitely I want to make sure my kids are in a safe environment, and around good people. There's so many influences in the world today. So I'm a super, like, if you want to go somewhere, I'm a super, like, who is there? What's the mom? Where they live? What are they, you know? And I mean, I'm like, I'm going to investigate it and make sure that I'm not putting my kid in an unsafe situation. And I think that annoys them a lot, but I like really like I'm doing my job, and I'm not just letting you go wherever you want to go with whoever you want to go with, and then later realize that it was a pedophile or who knows, whatever. So I try to do my job as their parent to protect what I can anyway. So, oh, Stephanie, I am an older mom and only have one kid. He is 6, and girl, I am not ready. Yeah. I mean, I tell you, I mean, I joke, a lot of people joke that have teenagers, like, and when they talk to people who have like toddlers or infants, like, oh my gosh, wait till they're teenagers. Really, like, every single stage has its own trials and tribulations, but also its own joys. And so like, it's crazy how like I can tell you that raising teenagers is like, oh my gosh, it's emotionally and draining, and it's like it's a lot of worry, and it's a lot of trying to support, figure out how to support, and not to be too much, and to, like, you know, not trying to be their friend, I'm trying to be their mom. I mean, like, there's just so much balance there to trying to do the right thing, but there's also watching your kid figure out who they are, learning how the world works, you know, watching them be kind and doing good things, and being the person that you've raised them to be, and like watching their talents shine through, and watching them find that group of friends that they love, and just all of those things too. So it's, again, all of it's been hard and amazing all at the same time. All of it. I used to tell people my favorite ages though were like from like 6-ish to 10-ish, pre-teenager, but after it's like they've got some independence and they're getting a little personality, and they're like starting to read and learn, and like, but they're not quite to that point where they're like back talking you yet. You're still cool. But that also is, you know, I'm also, you know, a place where that was hard too, especially if they struggled in school making friends or whatever it might have been. So yes, yeah. And I mean, yeah. Well, the teenage years have been good too, you know. I mean, like, it's just got to have a lot of resilience and have a support system, and balance. And I think it's super important when they're younger, when they are 8 to 10 or 12, to make them feel safe to talk to you, and that you are going to support them, and that you make time to listen to things that they bring to you, because when they become teenagers, you're going to want them to feel safe to do those things. I mean, How did this turn into another TED Talk? Sorry, guys. And I didn't always do a really great job with my older kids. I mean, I learned from each one, right? Like, they would tell me something and I would just totally lose my crap on them. And I'm like, wait, they came to me with something that they were worried I'd be mad about. And what did I do? I just like got really, really angry right in their face. And then I just taught them that they can't come to me and tell me the truth because I might get angry and yell them right in their face. So it's just things I learned along the way. Oh, different worries even when they're adults and move out on their own. Yes, that too. My mom tells me that all the time. I mean, all of her kids obviously are grown. There's 3 of us. And we all live within an hour-ish of my mom. We all get together on Sundays most of the time to eat lunch at my mom's. She fixes a big lunch and we all get along really well, which is amazing. A lot of families don't have that kind of dynamic. But which is also why we all went on family vacation together, because we can stand each other for a whole week in a house and actually enjoy it. It's pretty cool. But you know, she does that to bring her grandkids and her kids back into her home, and we sit around and we all catch up on what's going on in our lives. And but she will tell you that, yeah, I mean, I do talk to her several times a week and then see her every Sunday, and my mom too. So, and she'll tell you too that, you know, you'll have regrets, but you can't change them, right? So you can apologize to your kids though when they're older and more grown, which my mom has done, you know, like, I mean, I really wish I had done this. I really wish we would have been this way or whatever. But now as we've gotten older, I mean, she's like my best friend. So it worked out. So I love it. Y'all know my kids are babies, but even still, I love your advice from your last video. Thank you. I mean, I definitely don't have all the answers, but I do have some experience. Yeah, and I don't know, I just pray that, I guess, that in adulthood, my kids, one more stitch. I'm just hoping, you know, they all turn out to be happy and healthy and productive citizens. Hey, Nathalie. Hydration check. We're making Finn the frog. Okay, so I just did, I have one more round. I have 5 rounds of single crochet to do. I've got one more round. And then we're going to do the round where his legs are. Yep. So one more round, and then we'll do a leg round, and then we'll work on his flat bottom. One of you guys buy my pattern while we were in here. That was so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was Tracy. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. Finn is a good alternative to the leggy frog everybody else does, I think. Which is why I designed him. I didn't have a lot of luck with the regular leggy frog either, but when you get about this far, you definitely want to try to push polyfill in his eyeball sockets, work him around those eyeballs. Finn was like one of the, besides Sammy the pig, so I have a Sammy the pig that's just like this big round ball. He's nothing special on Etsy, but that was my very first pattern, and then Finn was my second pattern ever. And even now, like, it's only been like, what, 4 or 5 months since I've designed my first pattern, and I feel like I've come like a really long way, and like makes me want to go back and like redo some of my old ones already. Stephanie says I haven't sold a single leggy frog at 3 markets. Tara has brought him to the last few and hasn't had any much luck either. And even now, like, I watch people's YouTube videos for the lady frogs, and they seem to have some luck selling them here and there. I don't know if it's just my market or what it is, but I did sell Finn's you know, and it's good to take like an extra tumbler with you, and you can kind of hang him off of the straw so you can kind of show people what he can do. But then also, like, I had him sitting out like on the risers where like he's literally just sitting on a flat bottom. That probably helped too. But I threw all like the Millie the mouse and Barry the bee, and I threw them in like a basket all together, and people didn't even know that their little arms had like little loops in them. But how do I get the legs to stay straight? On mine, when I get done, it's in the pattern. I do this, like this. See how much straighter his leg? So like they're like this when you start, but I like pull them like this, and look, it's straight. Yeah, we were selling leggy frogs for, I think Tara's are 12. And she was still having a problem selling them. I just think people chose other things over them. Okay, I'm gonna do 11 single crochets into his leg. Okay. It would be an amazing fact to know how many leggy frogs were made from Not Jaded Co.'s leggy frog pattern. It's got to be a lot. Like a lot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I do that too. I'm like, well, I do the opposite actually. Sometimes I'm like, I think on the higher price items, I start lower. And then I'm like, if they flew off the shelves and nobody batted an eye at, say, $22, then I'm like, I totally could have got $24 or $25 out of that. So the next time I'll raise it, and they'll still do that, but or they'll still sell. But that's you with Mabel's. You had them at 15, and you think you're going to change them to 12. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do, right? I think the market's probably, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if everyone that's wanted a Mabel the chickens now got one, or if they'll be continued to be a hot item or not. Probably just depends on your area. I mean, we live in a kind of a rural area where people raise chickens and stuff, so Tara still has pretty good luck with hers. She doesn't use Mabel pattern. I did, but she doesn't use Mabel. She has a different free one that she found online, and it's a little bit smaller, and she does 10 on hers. She's kind of over making them. It's one of those things, like, she's fine if they sell out. She's not sure she wants to make more, but they seem to have sold well, so she's like, she doesn't want to not make them. Okay. Hey, Louise. Is it Louise? Louise? Yeah, the Mushy Boys. Tara sold a few at the last market, and I don't know if she'll prep more or not. 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I gotta get to the next leg. But, and some people didn't even know what they were. Like, people are like, oh, it's a little thing in a hat. And you're like, oh, it's supposed to be like a mushroom with a mushroom cap. And had to explain them, so I don't know. If your market was more like festivals, like kind of vintagey, grungy, eclectic, retro, I think the Mushroom Boys will probably do a little bit better than just like people up here that just didn't seem to. We live more in like farm animals. Okay, let me catch up. Craftsco Blooms chickens with the dangly legs. Yeah, those are cute. I've never made one, but I do like, I've always thought her pattern was cute. He's got tons of free patterns on YouTube tutorials. Crafts Go Bloom. Oh, so you sell your Maple chickens for 12. Sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't. Yep. Heather goes live vertical all the time, and the trolls are just crazy. I'm like, I've not had a problem with them, but I do vertical. I think Refined Vibes is our horizontal though, and she still gets them, but like we said, she's got so many more followers than I do, subscribers. So I guess if I had people showing up and being trolls, I could assign somebody if I needed to. Here's spin so far. We're gonna make a flat bottom. We work in the back loop only. So you guys seen my Gordon the Gator pattern. Testers are working on that. They have to be done by Wednesday, which are, well, no, by Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember. Pattern's supposed to release on Friday. Might release early if they get done early and I get it all put together. There's some stuff I need to fix. And then hold on. And then what am I doing? I'm like losing track of what I'm doing here. And then did you see my pig tester call today? Single crochet. And then 3 decreases. Okay. So what other animals, if you guys saw the patterns, I've got an alligator and I just finished the pig. And what other animals do you want to see? I'm definitely going to try to make a whole series of them. Now that I've got kind of a design that feels like it's mine and unique to me. I can kind of turn it into different animals that all kind of have that same shape. Just super cool. I'm super excited about them. Hey Amy. Amy asks me, oh, a horse. Stephanie, a horse is on my list actually. A horse and a bunny. I want to do a bunny, like a big lop-eared bunny. We used to raise bunnies and I love bunnies and I think it would just be cute. But yes, a horse is on my list. Okay, Amy asked me, do you have any all-time favorite crochet project that you have completed? Hi from Canada. Hello from Canada. If you've seen my Anchor the Octopus, I did that one. It is sitting over in the corner staring at me. I don't know that I'll ever sell him. I think I'll take him sometimes when I have indoor shows just as a statement piece for questions, and I'll just put a display only sign on him or something. But I finished that poncho. That poncho was super fun as far as like my first wearable. But right now I am working on a bag for myself. I did the whole body of the bag on vacation. I was looking over here because I was looking to see if it's down there, but it's not. It's at work. But I did the whole bag on vacation, and then I have a whole flap. It's a backpack style, so it's got a flap that goes over it, and then I've got straps to do. And then I want to line it with a really good heavy, like a heavy lining inside that has a couple pockets, because I can't stand to actually carry a purse that doesn't have any kind of pockets. It's just an open pit. I'll just never be organized. So I'd like to add a couple pockets in the back, maybe all the way around. I haven't decided yet. But I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's been a labor of love. I think when I get done, I will have used 2 full skeins of acrylic yarn. I'm making it in brown just so that it would match. Oops, sorry, I kicked my stand. Just so it would match almost everything that I would carry or wear, and so that I could actually use it. So I'm super, super stoked about the bag that I'm working on. But as far as a plushie project, definitely my anchor. And that's the only one that I have made that I have like kept and kind of not wanted to sell. I've absolutely loved the bass pattern that I did too. You down for a bunny, Heather? Yay! Hope so. I've already got him sketched, him and the horse. But we'll see. I mean, I gotta keep market prepping too. It's like if you can market prep and pattern design at the same time. If my actual designs are good enough when I'm making them for, you know, trying them out, and I can use them for inventory. Like, I mean, this is Parker. Here was draft number 1. You guys kind of saw a snippet, but like, I mean, didn't I come a long way from one to the other? But his head was too flat, ended too fast. I didn't like, yeah, his ears were too big. I wanted him to stand up a little bit more here and there. So, and I wanted his face shape to be more defined. So, but I think I can still sell him. So, I think I can still sell the other one, you know, well enough to use it for inventory. So I'll count them in my inventory. Okay, I'm stuffing Finn. So anybody who makes Finn or has the Finn pattern. So what I do with all of my tag-alongs have like they have a back loop only round, then I decrease it, kind of makes this little flat bottom. And then I'm going to close it up, and don't overstuff, because if you overstuff if you're wanting them to sit, his butt will be too round and it won't sit very well. So make sure to push your stuffings to the side. And even like my new sitting patterns are kind of like that. You want the bottom to be fairly flat, so you don't want to overstuff and shape this super round if you want him to actually sit somewhere. So that's what you do with Finn too. You kind of stuff and you push the tag-alongs anyway. You push the stuffing to the sides so that he stays flat on the bottom. Okay, let me catch up again. Louise, I have the worst luck with bunnies. Not sure what it is about bunnies. Is bunnies, Louise, as far as bunnies like patterns, you mean like not working out and being cute, or is that what you mean? Or selling them? I'm excited for the pig. You have a barbecue festival at June or October, and you've been making a bunch of Meg's makes, but you want to have a bunch of different pig options. Awesome! I'm excited. I mean, you still have to sew the head to the body, but if you saw my video last week, I don't mind sewing for a purpose, right? When I get annoyed sewing is, 1, when there's like more than 5 or 6 pieces, and 2, especially if it's for something for a market, usually doesn't make it very market friendly. But 2, if there's like, if you could have made it no sew. I think that's what annoys me about sewing sometimes, is sometimes when you're doing a pattern, you're like, this would have so been a no sew pattern. I could have, and usually I'll read a pattern through, and if like, I'll see if there's a way I could make it a little more no sew by sewing things into the round and stuff like that. Okay. Finn is done, besides his little mouth. Here he is. Let me pull his legs, get him straight. See, stretch him out a little bit, and then his arms and his legs stay straight. I'll put a little mouth right here, but I don't have that yarn in here right now, so. Finn is done. Yes, just having to sew the head on isn't bad. Well, I didn't think so, Jordan. I mean, there are pieces, you know, you have to make the legs and the arms, and this one the ears, and they're all sewn into the round, and then you have to sew the head on the body. But to get the shape and the definition that you get with making the head in a, if you know, the orientation of these heads goes from front to back instead of from the top to the bottom, so you can actually get this projection, you know, this profile. You can't, you know, it would be really hard to get this profile working ahead from the bottom up. Croutons, crochet, s'more dinosaurs, so much sewing. Yes, I mean it's in for what I would call like a novelty pattern like that. That's almost a novelty pattern, you know, that you would make. And so like if you were just making it like a one-time thing or as a display piece or for a custom or something like that, it wouldn't be so bad. But here's little Finny. Oh goodness. I only bought, yeah, it was a custom request. I saw your video. And then you thought the one that was going to be harder was the easier one. I haven't ever made any croutons crochet patterns. She has a Tacosaurus and the jelly, the peanut butter jellyfish, like they're all plays on food, which is a unique idea. And then she's actually made actual like stuffed animal plushies that match some of her plushies, and then she has some merch and stuff like that too. But definitely a niche market she's got there for sure. Okay. Yeah, I made some strawberry turtles for the strawberry festival. Me and Tara did, and she made a strawberry whale too. Maybe 2 of them. And all of the strawberry themed items, I think but one, sold because I have my shirt on. It was a strawberry festival. And people were like, oh, that would be so cute because it's a strawberry festival. But outside of the strawberry themed turtles, I made strawberry keychains, and I made a couple blueberry keychains, and I make chicken nuggets. And that's about as close as I get to it. So, okay. Now also, like, this is my my little notebook that I have. And so when patterns are easy, not super long, or something that I'm going to make all the time, I actually write them in here. I rewrite them in here instead of having to get the paper printed pattern out or pulling it up on my phone. If you don't watch my videos, I don't like to use a device to see my rounds and where I'm at and all that stuff. I like to physically read it and see the pictures and it not be on a little bitty screen. I like the paper in my hands. I don't know why, but so when I need like small items and things like that, I'll work through this. I'll look through here trying to find what I'm looking for. I write on the top what they all are. I'm looking for the duck pattern because I got the duck colors out. There it is. I got the duck colors out, but I don't have the duck size took in here. So I'm going to have to do something with the posh. Yeah, also a no-sew baby turtle. This. How long have I been on anyway? Oh, 1 hour and 8 minutes. Jeez Louise. Thank you guys so much for being here. It was so nice to catch up. Anybody else have any questions or animals they want to see or anything? Tell me what you're working on. You love the tail. Thank you. Possums and axolotls sell well for me right now. Yeah, possums and axolotls do so well for me too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not my favorite thing to make. So I make like 2 or 3 for a show. And then usually they sell out, and then I'm like, why didn't I make more? But I like to make what I like to make. It's not really about trying to make the most money at the show. Sometimes it's just about making what I want to make and trying to sell it. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, obviously I want to go to the show and make a lot of money too, but not worth a $12 possum to be completely burnt out because I didn't want to make a possum. I wanted to make something else or whatever. Kittens and turtles went quick for me. Yeah. Tara's loaf cats did really well. I think she took 8, sold 5 of them. And then I had mini loaf cats, which I got one over here. I put a little pink nose on this one. This is a free pattern on Instagram. And it's you ever force yourself to make a pattern you don't want to make? I will answer that in a minute in more detail, possibly. But anyway, this is the mini loaf cat patterns free on Instagram by My Universe 64. She's also got a YouTube tutorial. And I sell the, I just make them out of scrap burnet that's usually in my bin, sell them for $10. And I sold all of them at one, I think, at the last market. And I had like 8, 9 of them, I think. So kittens did really, really well. And all of my turtles, my big turtles sold, which I do. I made this one this week. If you saw my reel, this is Fred the sea turtle. This size I sell for $25. And then I have I make this in jumbo yarn and I sell it for $30 or $32, I'd have to say. So, so I always prep these. I actually really enjoy them though. But to answer Victoria's question, do you ever force yourself to make a pattern you don't want to make? Every once in a while, like if people really went on and on about, oh, I really, really, really wish you had that, or all of those things, then sometimes I'll go ahead and, I mean, like I said, I'll make a few for the show, or I just won't at all. I mean, I'll be like, no, I don't have any on hand right now. And I really don't feel horrible about it. I just, I don't know. It's like what I do in my free time to like decompress and relax. So it's like if I have to sit down, like I don't even usually take custom orders, but I took that one custom you saw in my video last week because that lady was just so passionate about trying to find this particular shaped bear. And I was like, I can do that for you. And I wanted to make her dreams come true. Hey, Tara. It's a running joke with me when making possums. Not my favorite to make, but it's a good seller. Going to bite the bullet and just dedicate 2 days just making possums, and then I'll have an inventory. That's the way to do it for sure. So I think you just, if you make stuff you don't want to, it sucks the fun out of it. Yes, Heather, I agree. I gotta want to make it. Sometimes though, like I keep a list outside of my very vague market planning that I do. Like I want to so much of this, this, and this, and this. Like keychains aren't always my favorite thing to make either, but I know that they sell well and they bring people into the booth. And sometimes like I just need a mindless small project. So I'll sit down and I'll make really tiny keychains. And I'll just get all the yarns out, and I do keep a list kind of like, oh yeah, I sold out all my mallards, like mallards is on my list right now. And then the turtles, I'm trying to get mallards and turtles. And so I don't really have an idea of anything that sounds super fun at the very moment. It's like nothing is just like drawing me in. So I go to the list and then I'm like, I'll make a mallard. And I don't hate making it. It's a nice backup to have when I don't want to, like, I don't have anything particularly that's inspiring me at the moment. So I'm like, okay, my list says I need mallards, I need mini loaf cats, I need turtles. And so then I do those because I know that I need the inventory and I'd like to crochet anyway. And so I will sometimes, I guess, but it's not like I don't want to do it. It's just I'm not inspired to do anything else. So the plushies I sell on Etsy for the most part, I have fun making it. Sometimes I get an order when I want to do other things, which can be a lot. Yes, Allie, I know how that feels for sure. I know, I mean, everybody watch April, the Cozy Buckeye. She makes character hats, and she's done it for years and years, like the little crochet character hats that come down and have the little braided things. They were huge, huge, huge. I don't know, 12, 15 years ago. And she's been selling on Etsy since they started. And she's got a huge following on Etsy, and she sells them as a bunch of like newborn photography props and stuff like that. So if you haven't checked out April from the Cozy Buckeye, you guys should check her out. She's fun to watch. But she talks a lot about that, like she vlogs every week, and she'd be like, well, I have orders I've got to fill. You know, and she's like, I don't really want to make hats anymore, but it's like that's what sells. And when she gets going on it, she usually will enjoy it, and then she enjoys getting the reviews and the pictures back and that kind of stuff. So she kind of makes herself too. But Tara, I'm doing the same thing and working on how many snakes can I make in a week, and will not make another for a couple months. This sounds like a plan. So that's your video next week, how many snakes I can make in a week. Are you tipping us off to what you're working on? Cindy says she likes doing keychains during your lunch hour. Yes, I would normally do small stuff like that on my lunch hour, except for I'm working on my bag project right now on the lunch hour. But when I'm done with that, I'll take Posh and small Parfait Chunky, and I'll do little $5 stingrays or mini octos or keychains or baby turtles, things that are like super quick to make for keychains, and then come home and put keychains on them. So it's a good idea too. We talked about you earlier, Tara. You missed it. That's what you get for being late. I made 8 acrylic clams. They turn out so cute. For some reason, I don't like them in plush. Oh, like for keychains, Heather, or you just acrylic, like small clams? Are you going to show them in your next video? I guess I'll see them, because I always watch. Lenora, we get just as many compliments on having such a wide variety. I can only remake a pattern if it flows, but once I'm tired of it, I'm done with it. Yes, I agree, Lenora. I'm kind of the same. But I think that part of what keeps my booth interesting is that I don't make the same 12 things or 20 things and just different colors, which that makes for good time management, you know. And if you live in a very highly populated area, that's going to have lots of different people visit your market every single week or every other weekend. But like in my area, I'm going to get some of the same people are going to show up at every single market, and they saw me in the fall, they see me in the spring, and they'll kind of, you know, some of the same people. And so I try to do different patterns and things so that the repeat people come back and I do have something different as well. You lost interest in your snake, Lois. Yeah, Denise, April's hats are fabulous. They are pretty amazing. She's got crocheted hat patterns too. So they're pretty neat. Terry, yeah, we talked about you. Sorry, you missed it. You'll either have to rewatch it or just forever wonder what we said about you. I'm making a baby turtle now, guys. I'm doing its head. And I put the eyes on. That's the hardest part about doing these little baby turtles. It's a free Instagram pattern too. Is putting the eyeballs in such a small little bitty head. It's like so small, and then trying to stuff around it. I don't so much worry about getting them straight, because I can put them into the plushie to make them straight. When I get to the like when I get to the closing it up, do some extra single crochets to get to the edge. Allie, one thing I've really been trying to keep in mind when something takes me a while to make, because I consider myself slow, is that you get faster with the pattern the more you make it. Yes, that's true. I definitely don't, if I'm going to make something more than one time and sell multiples of them, like I do the Fred the Turtles, I don't count my time, you know, the very first time I make it. I make a couple, and then I'm like, okay, I like this pattern. It's something I'm going to try to have a variety of when I go to my shows, at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it might be. And then I don't time the very first time I make it either. So always consider that there's some brain processing time in there that won't be in there every time. I have the same people each time you ask me what is new, and then they'll usually get a new smaller item. Yeah, Ashley, it's important. I mean, that, and if you go to an event that has other crocheters there and you have something new that just came out, like a new pattern that just was released and nobody else has jumped on yet, or maybe even your own patterns, right, that nobody around your area is making and selling, it's good. Oh yeah, when I say my times, Ellie, I'm not talking about the very first time I make something. I mean, if I'm doing a pattern review, I in my pattern reviews, I'll usually state that this is my first time making it. And it took me 45 minutes, but I think I can get it down to 35 or whatever. Because usually, I mean, I've gotten to the point where I'll know, like, the next time I make this, that, you know, this is going to take me X minutes the next time. But yeah, definitely don't. I wouldn't record your very first time and calculate that and forever use it as your time. And that's not what I do anyway, and you can if you want. Okay, got a turtle head, guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. These are easy and fun to like batch make on the go too, like the heads, because then you can just sit down and like get to work on all the bodies and stuff, and it's really flows. Sorry if you can hear them slamming the door going in and out. We got a new kitty out back, and they keep running in and out to check on the kitty and the current kitty to see if they're getting along. Many of you crochet teenage dolls with accessories. I'm going to make some of them for fall Christmas markets and see. No, I haven't done any kind of dolls really at all, period. I've only done mermaids. Is the closest thing I've gotten to it. I actually had making a doll on my list of patterns to try to design, and then I turned around, like, I sketched it, turned around, like, literally, like, that evening I went home from work, ideas just pop in my head sometimes when I'm at work, and I sketch. And then I got home, and Wonder Crochet came out with a tester call for a doll. And then it seems like I saw someone else, like, the next day. And I'm like, how is it that we're all thinking the same thing at the same time? No, this isn't tofu. This is the baby turtle by lmsart.co or cofire.co on Instagram. Let me go grab one that's done, because I don't know if I'll finish this one. These little baby turtles. This is in Gumdrop, though. This is Parfait Chunky, so it's going to be a little bit smaller. But I sell these in the $8 bin. Sorry, I know that's just the fuzz. But these, I sell them in the $8 bin, and they, if you saw my market recap, I don't know how many I had, probably 10 total that sold. So I do modify it. Yes, I've seen that one in your videos. You modify the end, don't you? Yes, Allie, I do. I tested this pattern actually for her when they were finalizing it and writing it. There is single crochet decrease round, and then there's another round of there's another round of 6 decreases, and I found that it made it too puffy, and I wanted it to be flat. So I stop after the single crochet decrease round, and I just go ahead and close it up. And then I also tack his head. I don't know if the pattern tells you to do that, but every turtle I make, I tack his head back. So, okay, what color do we need to make the shell? Let's see. Oh, let's do this one. Let's do the black pom-pom. Do this one. I follow the other crocheters in the area so I can offer different items if we end up at the same event. Yeah, that's a good idea. I live in kind of a rural community, me and Tara do, and we travel at least usually an hour to go to our shows, and I don't really know always the people in my area. but, and I've seen them in a couple shows, but it's like I don't get set up in time to go around and like make friends with them. So outside of Freckled Brunette Creations, Heather, we met her at Owensboro, Kentucky at the Strawberry Festival, where we talk to her all the time. But she's in Owensboro, which is actually like an hour and a half away, and we ended up at that event at the same time, but we make totally different styles of things. Heather makes this one in Parkway Chunky for $6. I made a video where I did this pattern in all different sizes, and I went ahead and sold all of them but the jumbo one in the $8 bin, because they just took me mostly the same amount of time and stuff. So, but yeah, I sell them for $8. Lab, hello from Arkansas. I made your skunk pattern and sold it. I like your patterns. Thank you. Thank you so much. I need to make, the skunk is on my list too, because I sold the 2 at my market. People were like, oh my gosh, I had never seen a skunk before. And I'm like, probably not this skunk, it just came out. But I sold the 2 that were black and white, like the normal colors. And I have a pink one and a green one left, which I made to take pattern pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6. Okay. So I need to make skunks is on my list for my next show too. This pom-pom yarn is black yarn, but it's a little bit better because it's got the string of color through it. If I can get, but it's still hard to see. 3, 4. And my turtle pattern is on my list that I need to make. Yes, Tara's turtle pattern is, we sold a ton of those at the last market. Tice the turtle. It's cute. This little, it's no sew, but has the little flippers that you sew in, you chain out and sew that way. The skunk I sold them for 15. I had one in Sweet Snuggles, and I had one in Burnett Blanket, and I sold them for both of them for 15. I would say he takes me, gosh, I can't, I'd have to go back and look. I want to say he takes me like 40 minutes, maybe 45. Hold on, I gotta find this stitch and mark it before I, okay. I should have picked a color I could see better. These lights helped me, but they're like behind me. They're creating a shadow. Okay. Yeah, so Pepper the Skunk is my skunk pattern. It's on Etsy. It's already live. Hey Lab, we just I don't know, I'll just call you Lab because that's what your username is. But yes, we were just talking about that earlier, about how possums always do really good, but I don't like to make them, but I always make a few. Yes, black yarn. But at least this has like the pom-pom thread through it. And I've only got to make a small shell. But the skunk in black yarn it's not easy either. But it's not a hard pattern. Like it's one, definitely when I work with black yarn, I move this my stitch marker every single row. For sure. So when you make them, guys, make sure you tag me on it. If you post on Instagram, if you have an Instagram or anything, make sure you tag me. I love to see them. And a lot of times when people tag me, I'll share them on my story so other people can see it too. Help you gain some followers. Not that I have a ton anyway. I have more on YouTube than I have on Instagram. It's weird, but which possum pattern do you guys use? I think mine is started as Crochet by Jenna's, but I can't ever leave anything alone, so I don't make it exactly the way she makes it. Heather says, okay, it's 10. You need to hit the hay. I'm going to apply to test your pig. Okay, good night. You're 2 hours ahead of me. I didn't realize you were so far ahead of us. Good night. Have a good night, Heather. Thank you for being here. But yeah, I use Crochet by Jenna's possum pattern. But I don't, I do everything, I think the way I change the color for the ears, but I don't change color for the bobble feet. I leave them gray. They're in the gray part of the body. And so I just bobble the feet gray. I think she changes to black, I think, in her pattern. And I think I do the tail a little different. I don't remember, but I wrote it, the way I wrote it in my book is how I do it. And I think that I modified it from her pattern. And it's been so long ago since I wrote it, I'm not sure anymore. Okay, front loop only. I'm making a baby turtle for anyone that's just joining. By lmsart.co and cofire.co on Instagram. It's a free pattern. I don't modify anything, but I leave out the very last round of decreases on the bottom because I think it makes the bottom flatter. I just close it up with 12. I do that with several things. Actually, my new patterns that are out, you close with several more stitches left than you think, because I didn't want them to be like real round at the end. So when you do that, you just have to like weave in, out, and pull, weave in, out, pull, and like close it as you go. Because if you wait until you get to the end of 12 or 15 stitches, like with Sweet Snuggles or Parfait Chunky, sometimes it catches and your yarn wants to break. So this little tip for you if that helps. Okay, I'm done with this shell and I'm going back to green yarn. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Back to green. Which we did finally use. We did use all the yarn barf that came out though, if you watched the beginning of the live, and I had all the yarn barf that came out. So I color change and I immediately tie off my 2 strings together before I move on, so nothing pulls out. And then on this pattern, you single crochet the head into the round like right away. It's like the first thing you do in the back loops only. Of the round that you did front loops. Black yarn's fun to find back loops on too. I tested a large, oh, thank you, CMLE. Are you going to do your live? Or are you just going and doing live later? With the pink feet, and I changed colors for the tail halfway through the decrease so that I can tie it before it closes. There's a train. I think Melly must already be gone. Oh, no, you're going live. Okay. We'll see you over there. Oh, yes. My ice cream cone keychains. Yes, I like those too. I made a bunch. I got on a roll of doing them. And I made a bunch and I sold several, but I didn't sell like so many where I feel like I need to prep those as much as I need to prep other types of keychains. So, but thank you. They're real easy. If anybody needs an easy keychain or a small item to do, it's a tutorial on YouTube. Okay, Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do a tail. Almost. This booger, I want to finish him before I get off live, but I don't know that I will. Lois uses knotting hook crochets pattern for your possum. I use Burnett Blanket and Inkwell. I've seen her pattern. I like it too. I haven't tried it. How long does it take you, Lois? How much do you charge for them? I think this is the color combination I did for my Parfait Chunky different yarns, same pattern video. I'm absolutely positive it is actually. And I sold it in my little bin. This little girl loved it because it was just a little bit smaller than all the other ones. It was, I remember her picking it up. Being like, well, look at this one. It's smaller. Half an hour, Lois? That's good. I mean, if you can make a whole possum in half an hour, I could probably do, I mean, the color changes on the possum, and then that beginning round of Jenna starts with 4 single crochets in a magic ring, and then you switch right away to the white from the pink. And that switch before the magic ring is closed, I usually just slip stitch and then change my colors because I just have a hard time keeping it. Anyway, I'm not a big 4 single crochets in a magic ring person, although that's how my skunk starts. It's just, sometimes it's out of necessity. But what color snake should I do next, everyone? Black and red, Tara. Ooh. You use Sweet Snuggles, they don't have red. Nope, they don't. I got one more round, guys, and then I'm going to close this up and tack the head up. Oops. Yep, or coral and agave, be cute. Like the coral and the green, sagey green from Sweet Snuggles. You do the whole face in white, embroider the pink nose. The sewing is the ears. The one sewing is the ears. You have to sew the ears on with Robin's pattern, or you sew them into the round. How much do you sell them for? Can you tell me? You don't have to tell me, I guess, if you don't want to, but okay, our little turtle's done. I'm going to stuff and tack it up. Sell them for 12. That's what I sell my possums from Crochet by Jenna. Where's 12? I did a pattern test when I was fairly new to making plushies. My very first pattern test was for a bigger possum, and you had to sew on the feet, like all 4 of the feet you sewed on. So here's my baby turtle. See how big the hole is? And I'll do 2 and I'll pull, and I go 2 more and I'll just go ahead and pull. I kind of pull as I go. If that makes sense. Maybe I'll have to try Robin's pattern. If I could surface crochet, I don't want to make ears and sew them on for a $12 item, probably, but you get faster at that though, the more you do it. Okay, pull the hole closed. I usually go down in the hole and then out like the other side and pull again to see if I can get it closed some more. Oh, the strings. Here's the bottom now. Okay, and then I go up So I put the head up and I kind of see where it lands in relation to the baubles. So here's where his eyes need to go. And I'll turn it around so I can see where that's at here. I'll bring my yarn up. I'll go through like the back of 2 stitches that are in between the eyes. And then I'll go back down a stitch next to the one I came up in. And I go into the back and then I pull the Texas little head back. And then I'll make kind of like a little slip knot or catch knot. I don't know what they're called. And I just weave in and out a bunch. Just try to secure it all. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. I did get 2 things done. I mean, not a lot of inventory, but you kept me company. I appreciate that. The better I get at sewing, the less I dislike it. Yes, that's true. The more comfortable you are with it, the less I dislike it, for sure. Getting Ami sticks really helped. Yes, I have Ami sticks too from Melly. Actually, my Ami sticks are from Melly. And I suggest using them, any kind of Ami or sewing sticks of any kind, like with my new patterns, to hold the head in place, to really get it centered. I mean, it's amazing what putting 2 little sticks down in opposite directions can do to just hold it there while you put things together. So we made a fin and we made a little baby turtle. Super cute. Super, super cute. Well, guys, I think I'm going to jump off. If you guys want to stay on, it sounds like Melly's going to be on. You guys can head on over to Melly's live. Let me go see if she's on. You ever done a raid before? I know that like gamers do raids all the time on each other. Yes, she is. Okay, Melly is live. I'm going to see if I can get her link. Let's go show up to Melly's live and comment down in her comments that Stacy sent you. Let me get a link for her live. If you're not following Melly, you should. Let's see if I can get back to my chat. We'll go raid Melly and tell Melly. Raid is just like you jump off someone's live stream and you all go to the same live stream next, and then you all like basically say, hey, I came from, like, say Stacy sent you, or someone will say go to their raid and say XYZ or whatever. But yeah, we'll yeah, like the live. Thank you so much, Denise. But if you, yeah, YouTube, they do raids. I watch Animal Crossing streamers sometimes, and they always do raids. So feel free to go over to Melly's live and go into her chat. And I've never seen anyone do it on a crochet chat before on a live, so we're gonna try it out. And then you go over to Melly's and just say Stacy sent you. So you guys have a great night. Happy crocheting, and I will see you guys in Sunday's video. So thank you guys for being here. See ya. Thanks, Tara.